Hello, I'm George from Language Boss. We've seen that ChatGPT have just come out with a new language learning mode. And since we're also all about using AI to empower language learners, we thought it would be really interesting to take a look at what we have decided to do differently from them. So let's watch this video together, and then I'll come in with my thoughts every now and then.
So assume that I'm an English learner and I want to practice my English by talking to you. Could you please listen to me? And whenever you hear any grammatical mistake I made or some expression you think it is not native, could you please just jump in immediately to correct me?
Absolutely. I'll keep it gentle and jump in as we go.
Cool.
Whenever you're ready.
So let's go. I'm a student. I'm planning a trip to San Francisco.
Okay, so from the get-go, he's obviously prepared and planned a lot before this video. So he came here knowing exactly what he wanted to talk about. Now, we've noticed that what's missing from a lot of English learners' curriculum are opportunities to speak English. They don't have enough opportunities to speak more English. So we want to give our students as many opportunities to speak English as possible, which means we can't rely on every learner having as much initiative as him to invent their own topics to talk about. So what we do in our app is we come up with the topics for the learner. We're asking our agents to invent a role-playing situation. They're normally really interesting and really fun. The agent plays one character and the student gets to play another character. And they're told what they should talk about and who they should be playing. This just gives our students more opportunities to speak English without worrying about running up against writer's block, without having to rely on them to come up with the interesting topics.
I have never went to this city before, so...
Tiny tweak. I've never been to this city before.
Oh,
Whoa. What ChatGPT just did was almost excellent. So he just used the simple past form of the verb instead of the past participle. And the second half of what ChatGPT just did, where ChatGPT used the correct form of the verb in the sentence, I have never been to this city before, that's called a recast. And we believe this is an excellent form of error correction. But the biggest advantage of recasting is that it doesn't have to interrupt the flow of the conversation. So ChatGPT interrupting him and coming in with a tiny tweak takes him out of the conversation. And we want our learners to develop confidence in speaking English and to become fluent English speakers. So it's really important that they have the opportunity to just string together as many English words as possible in a row and that the conversation progresses naturally. I'll show you what that looks like in our app at the moment.
So, where do you think you'll go next? I'm curious what you imagine doing there.
I'm planning a trip to San Francisco. I have never went to the city before.
Oh, so you're planning a trip to San Francisco, and you've never been there before? That sounds exciting, especially for a first visit. What do you think you'll do there?
So, as you can see, the recast was still there. Our agent still corrected my grammar. She's an attentive listener. She listened to everything I said and she repeated it back to me in perfect English. This is called positive evidence. So at Language Boss, we really believe in positive evidence. We need to show the learner as many examples of correct grammar and what is allowed in English as possible. But for this exercise type, we don't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation and risk making the learner feel uncomfortable or losing a little bit of confidence while speaking English.
yeah.
And maybe, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
For this kind of stuff, it can be a tiny bit awkward, right? The AI sounds like it's being a little bit awkward on purpose. Don't be afraid to correct the learner. We need to correct the learner. Just do it in the natural flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe polish it as, I've never been to San Francisco before.
Okay, that's much more natural. I've never been to San Francisco before, so I'm very excited to this trip. My friend
Yeah.
told...
Just a quick fix.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this trip.
excited about this trip.
So that's another example of what I would say is the same kind of shortcoming. I don't think the AI should interrupt him with just a quick fix. The AI should get straight on to the error correction. We need feedback to be very fast as a language learner. When we make a mistake, we want the AI to correct us quickly But it doesn't have to be explicitly marked. It can be implicit error correction, which just means that the learner will absorb it naturally by listening to a lot of correct English.
So, where do you think you'll go next? I'm curious what you imagine doing there.
I'm planning a trip to San Francisco. I am very exciting about this trip.
Oh, you're planning a trip to San Francisco and you're very excited about it?
So the error correction is still there, but the AI doesn't have to interrupt me or make me feel uncomfortable.
Why not exciting?
Right. Excited describes how you feel.
Oh.
Exciting describes the thing. So you're excited about the exciting trip.
Yeah, so, right. That is my personal feelings.
And this kind of question that he just asked to the AI and she gave him a summary kind of answer, we're using other exercise types to teach you this kind of grammar. We think that he's probably not going to remember this from that 2-second segment.
So I'm very excited about this trip.
Exactly.
My friend told me that the Golden Gate Bridge and the Fisherman's Wharf are very interesting attractions in San Francisco. So
Yes.
I really want to visit these places to take some images for them.
To take some photos there might
photos?
sound more natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, photos is
This would have been a perfect response if ChatGPT didn't add might sound more natural. Just tell him the correct way to say it. To take some photos there, the learner will definitely notice the correction, especially in this case, and it would be a lot more natural and just build his confidence.
better than images. Yeah,
So nice.
yeah. I will take some beautiful photos of them. Yeah. Thank you very much. That is my San Francisco plan.
So, to be honest, it's pretty good. At Language Boss, we think that giving feedback to the learner is one of the most important things to get right. So now in Language Boss style feedback, I will give their ChatGPT language learning mode some feedback. First, what went well. I think the best thing about this is that it uses a lot of positive evidence and recasting. So positive evidence is just saying what is allowed in English by giving examples. And in this case, ChatGPT is giving a lot of examples of the correct grammar, the correct way to say things. And even better if, this would be even better if, in our opinions, if it didn't interrupt him with explicitly marked corrections. It should just be a flowing, smooth conversation. And a second even better if might be, don't rely on the learner to come up with the topic. Give them a really interesting scene or situation to role play based on their own interests so that they will have more opportunities to speak English and build confidence and fluency.